Bandeham Shri Guru Shri Yata Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Scha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Saganaraganatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sabadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shivishikam Vitam Scha Om Agyana Timarandasya Gyanajana Shalakaya Chakshurun Milidam Yena Tasma Shri Gurave Nama Gaurva Vishtam Supurakam Gurganara Sesha Sambhushitam Chintya Chintya Samasta Vedanipanam Shri Rupa Patanagam Govinda Vidam Ujwalam Varatanum Bhaktyan Vidam Sundaram Mande Vishwagurun Cha Divyat Bhagavat Prem Noi Bija Pranam Devam Divyat Tanum Suchandavananam Balarka Chelanshitam Sandrananda Puram Sareka Varanam Vairagya Vidyambudim Shri Siddhanta Nidim Subhakti Lasitam Saraswatanam Baram Vandetam Shubharam Mareka Sharanam Nyashishvara Sridharam Manshakopatarubyascha Kripa Sindhu Vyevacha Patitanam Pavenebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Nama Namo Mahavaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gorata Vishay Nama. So we're hearing from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami, translation and commentary by Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. So this is Madhya-lila, chapter 10, the Lord's return to Jagannath Puri. So I'll begin with verse number 71. Aradine Prabhustane Koilani Vedan Agyadeho Godade She Patai Egjan. The next day all the devotees asked Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, please give permission for a person to go to Bengal. Tomaradakina Gaman Shuni Sachiai Advaitani Bhakta Sab Ache Dukapai. Mother Sachi and all the devotees headed by Advaita Prabhu are all very unhappy due to not receiving news about your return from your South Indian tour. Ekjan Jai Kahuk Shubha Samachar Prabhu Kohe Sekora Jai Icha Tomar. One person should go to Bengal and inform them about the auspicious news of your return to Jagannath Puri. Upon hearing this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, do whatever you decide. That means do whatever you like. So there's a number of things here that's really nice. Well, first of all, we should note that Tomaradaki Nagaman Shuni Sachiai. Now, I, just the name I, that refers to Sachimata. That's how they call her, I. And Mahaprabhu, he had told the devotees before that we went to South India, and actually it was under Nityananda's request that he took Krishna Das. But when they got to South India, to the southern part of South India, Krishna Das was allured by some Batthatharis who sent some women to enchant him and distract him, and he actually went with them. But Mahaprabhu saved Krishna Das by taking him by the hair and dragging him back. And in the meantime, the Batthatharis, who were like gypsy nomads, they attacked him with weapons, but all their weapons fell from their hands and started cutting them to pieces. So then Mahaprabhu brought Krishna Das back to Bengal, and Mahaprabhu said, all right, I brought him home, I brought him back to Bengal, so my responsibility for him has ended, and now he can go. So he was in his essence, he's saying, now I have no responsibility for him, and I don't want him. anymore. So that means he like rejected Krishnadas, and Krishnadas started to cry. And Govinda Maharaj, he did that. Guru Maharaj was very strict. Govinda Maharaj told people, you wouldn't have lasted at any time at all with Guru Maharaj. He was very strict. So, but some people were rejected by Guru Maharaj for doing, mostly Westerners, for doing foolish things, and then they'd be rejected by Guru Maharaj, but Govinda Maharaj would continue to engage them. And even Guru Maharaj said that when he went to Madras, there was one prominent devotee who was rejected by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And then Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur told Guru Maharaj, well, you should take care of him. And Guru Maharaj said, well, how can I take care of him if he's been rejected by you? And Guru Maharaj told him that Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati told Guru Maharaj that I rejected him doesn't mean that you should show him mercy. You more or less have to save him. The reason Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur rejected the person, he was from Madras, and Srila Saraswati Thakur felt that person showed too much local interest, was too much interested or attached to his own place of birth or something. So because of showing too much of that, he was rejected. But Guru Maharaj said, just like with Krishnadas, he was rejected by Mahaprabhu. It was Nityananda Prabhu who saved him and told him, well, we need somebody to go to Bengal because they need to know of news that you've returned from South India, Mother Sachi and Advaita Acharya and all the other devotees. So we need somebody to go there to Bengal. So Mahaprabhu, he knows that they're referring to Krishnadas. And if you see what Mahaprabhu says, upon hearing this, Mahaprabhu said, do whatever you decide. That means Mahaprabhu is basically saying, yeah, whatever, you can do whatever you want. So this is kind of the way things are done. The way things are done. Somebody may be rejected by Gurudev but devotees are supposed to show some of the sympathy that Nityananda Prabhu had for wanting to save Krishnadas. Tabe se Krishnadas e Goda Patayla Vaishnava Samake Dite Mahaprasadadila. In this way, Kala Krishnadas was sent to Bengal, and he was given sufficient quantities of Lord Jagannath's food remnants to distribute there. So he took Jagannath Prasad. Tabe Goda Deshe Aila Kala Krishnadas Navadipe Gela Deho Sachi Ai Pash. When ever anybody comes from Jagannath Puri, they always bring Jagannath Prasad to distribute to the devotees. Let's call it Krishnadas went to Bengal, and he first went to Navadip to see Mother Sachi. Mahaprasad Diyatare Koila Namaskar Dakina Hoite Aila Prabhu Kohe Samachar. Upon reaching Mother Sachi, Kala Krishnadas first offered his obeisances and delivered the food remnants, Mahaprasadam. He then informed her of the good news that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had returned from a South Indian tour. Shunyanandita Hoila Sachi Matarman Srivasadi Jata Jata Bhaktagan. The good news gave much pleasure to Mother Sachi as well as to all the devotees of Navadip headed by Srivas Thakur. Shunya Sabar Hoila Parama Ulas Advaita Charya Grihe Gela Krishnadas. Hearing of Lord Chaitanya's return to Puri, everyone became very glad. Krishnadas next went to the house of Advaitacharya. Acharya prasadiya kore namaskar samyak kohilo Mahaprabhu samachar. After paying him respectful obeisances, Krishnadas offered Mahaprasadam to Advaitacharya and then informed him of the news of Lord Chaitanya in complete detail. After paying him respectful obeisances, Krishnadas offered Mahaprasadam to Advaitacharya. He then informed him of the news of Lord Chaitanya in complete detail. So from Sachimata's in Mayapur, and then Advaitacharya, where he lives in Shantipur, it's maybe a little more, around half an hour from Mayapur. Shunyacharya Gosara Nanda Hoila Premaveshe Hunkara Bahu Nritya Gita Koila. When Advaitacharya heard of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's return, he became very pleased. In his great ecstasy of love, he made a rumbling sound and danced and chanted for a long time. The rumbling sound is called hunkar. Hunkar means roaring, and it's a sign of ecstasy. Hunkar, make these loud sounds. Haridas Thakur Hoila Paramananda Vasudeva Datta Gupta Murari Sena Shivananda. After hearing this auspicious news, Haridas Thakur became very pleased. So also did Vasudeva Datta, Murari Gupta, and Shivananda Sen. Acharya Ratnara Pandita Bakreshwar, Acharya Nidhi Ara, Pandita Gadadhar, Acharya Ratna, Bakeshwar Pandit, Acharya Nidhi, and Gadadhar Pandit were all very pleased to hear this news. Shri Ram Panditara, Pandita Damodar, Shriman Panditara, Vijay, Sridhar, Shriman Pandit, Damodar Pandit, Shriman Pandit, Shri Ram Pandit, Damodar Pandit, Shriman Pandit, Vijay and Sridhar were also very pleased to hear it. Raghava Panditara, Acharya Nandan, Katika, Kohiva, Arajata Pravargan. Raghava Pandit, the son of Advaitacharya, and all the devotees became very satisfied. How many can I describe? Shunya Sabar Hoila Paramulas Sabe Mele Gela Shri Advaitera Bash. Everyone was very pleased, and they all gathered together at the house of Advaitacharya. Because they're all gathering there because they're going to travel to Puri to see Mahaprabhu. Acharya Sabe Koila Charana Bandan, Acharya Gosai Savare Koila Anandan. All the devotees offered respectful obeisances at the lotus feet of Advaitacharya, and in return Advaitacharya embraced them all. Dina Duitin Acharya Mahatsav Koila Nilachala Jaiche Jaite Acharya Jakti Drida Koila. Advaitacharya then held a festival that lasted 2 to 3 days. Thereafter, they all made a firm decision to go to Jagannath Puri. Sabe Meli Nabadipe Ekatrahaya Niladri Chalila Sachi Mahatar Agyaloya. All the devotees met together at Navadip and with Mother Sachi's permission departed for Niladri, Jagannath Puri. So this is something that's mentioned here. They always make a decision to go to Jagannath Puri, and they usually go for the Chaturmasha. They travel right before the Chaturmasha. Chaturmasha is around June or something, I guess. June, July, well, maybe July, August, September, October, no, June. They travel before the Chaturmasha and they stay there for 4 months. Now, Govinda Maharaj told me, he told me, I want all my sannyasis here for Gaur Purnima. He gave me that. He gave me that order. So, since I have that order, the fact that people will say to me, oh, you're not going to be here for Gaur, who's going to be here for Gaur Purnima? You're going for Gaur Purnima. It's like, I don't even listen to that. I just think, I'm going for Gaur Purnima because I have that order. And now we're going to India, and I'm trying to take as many people as I can take with me, or many devotees, especially prominent devotees, because I feel one, it's an order of Srila Govinda Maharaj, and two, I think it's very important to give backing. I honestly think India is the most, for some reason or another, the most important place in the universe. So anyway. But that doesn't mean I'm insisting that anybody go to India with us. I'm not insisting that. But I am insisting that anybody should go with us to India. It's not that I'm insisting, but I am insisting. Sabimele Navadipe Ekatrahaya Niladra Chalila Sachi Matar Agyaloya. All the devotees met together at Navadip and with Mother Sachi's permission departed for Niladri Jagannath Puri. Prabhu Samachara Shuni Kulina Gramabasi Satyaraj Ramananda Milila Sabayashi. The inhabitants of Kulinagram, Satyaraj, Ramananda, and all the other devotees there came and joined Advaitacharya. Mukunda, Narahari, Raghunandana, Kanda Hoite, Acharya Radai, Aila, Nilachala Jaite. Mukunda, Narahari, Raghunandana, and all the other others came from Kanda to Advaitacharya's home to accompany him to Jagannath Puri. So I may be wrong, but I'm not thinking this is when they normally would go there before the Chaturmasha, because Mahaprabhu has just returned from South India. Well, could be he. Anyway, Sekali Daki Nahoite Paramananda Puri Ganga Tire Tire Aila Nadia Nagare. At that time, Paramananda Puri came from South India. Traveling along the banks of the Ganges, he ultimately reached the town of Nadia. So I'm thinking all this is taking place after Chaturmasha. Aira Mandire Shuke Korila Vishram Aitare Bikadila Korea Saman. At Navadip, Paramananda Puri took his board and lodging at the house of Sachi Mata. She provided him with everything very respectfully. Prabhu Paramananda Puri is you could say Mahaprabhu's Guru Varga. He's the god brother of Ishwara Puri. Prabhu Ragamante ho tahai shunila shigra nila chale jaite tara icha hoila. While residing at the house of Sachimata, Paramananda Puri heard the news of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's return to Jagannath Puri. He therefore decided to go there as soon as possible. Prabhura ek bhakta dvija kamalakantanam tare loya nilachale korila prayan. And he would also go to, he was also Sachimata, so I feel he also did that because I believe he was in Pandharpur when Sachimata's eldest, when Mahaprabhu's eldest brother, Vishwarup, left this world. So and Sachimata, he's, I believe, giving that news to Sachimata. There was, okay, Prabhura ek bhakta dvija kamalakantanam tare loya nilachale korila prayan. There was a devotee of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu named Dvija Kamalakanta, whom Paramananda Puri took with him to Jagannath Puri. Satvarayasiya teho milila prabhure prabhurananda hoila payatahare. Paramananda Puri very soon arrived at Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's place. The Lord was very happy to see him. He arrived quickly because he didn't travel with all the other devotees. He just went quickly. The party with the Dvaitacharya is a big party, so includes women and children, so they'll travel a little slower. Premaveshe koila tara charana bandhan teho premaveshe koila prabhure alingan. In the great ecstasy of love, the Lord worshipped the lotus feet of Paramananda Puri, and in turn Paramananda Puri embraced the Lord in great ecstasy. Prabhu kohe tomasange rohite bancha hoy more kripa kore kora niladri ashray. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, please stay with me and thus show me favor, accepting the shelter of Jagannath Puri. And Paramananda Puri did that. He stayed with Mahaprabhu. Puri kohe, from then on. Puri kohe tomasange rohite bancha kore Goda hoite chali Ailana Nilachala Puri. Paramananda Puri replied, I also wish to stay with you. Therefore I have come from Bengal, Goda, to Jagannath Puri. Dakina hoite shuni tomara agraman Sachianandita ar Jatabhaktagan. At Navadip, Mother Sachi and all the other devotees were very glad to hear about your return from South India. Save asitechan tomare dekite tasavar bilamba deki ailana twarite. They are all coming here to see you, but seeing that they were delayed, I came alone very quickly. Kashi Mishra avashe nibrete ekgar Prabhutari Dila Ara Seva Kinkar. There was a solitary room at Kashi Mishra's house, the Gambhir, and Mahaprabhu stays at Kashi Mishra's house, and it's called the Gambhir. There was a solitary room at Kashi Mishra's house, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave it to Paramananda Puri. He also gave him a servant. Aradine Aila Swarup Damodar Prabhura Adyanta Marmi Rasara Sagar. Swarup Damodar also arrived the next day. He was a very intimate friend of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's, and he was an ocean of transcendental mallows. Rasara Sagar. He is an ocean of rasa, and he arrived in Purushottamacharya Tara Nama Purvashrame Navadipe Chilateho Prabhuracharane. When Swarup Damodar was residing at Navadip under the shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his name was Purushottamacharya. So that's like a Brahmin name, Purushottamacharya. Prabhura Sanyas Deki Unmata Hoya Sanyasa Grahana Koila Varanasigiya. After seeing that Mahaprabhu accepted the renounced order, Purushottamacharya became like a madman and immediately went to Varanasi to take sannyas. Chaitanya Nanda Guru Tara Agya Dilana Tare Vedanta Padiya Padao Samasta Lokare. At the conclusion of his sannyas, his spiritual master Chaitanya Nanda Bharati ordered him, read the Vedanta Sutra and teach it to all others. So Mahaprabhu was given sannyas by Keshav Bharati, and also Swarup Damodar by another person named Chaitanya Nanda Bharati. So Bharati is one of the sannyas names. But Mahaprabhu, his name is Sri Krishna Chaitanya. It's not really a sannyas name, it's a brahmachari name. So Mahaprabhu got sannyas, but he didn't take a sannyas, he didn't use a sannyas name. And I believe the same with Swarup Damodar. Parama. Nowadays, Damodar could be a sannyas name because I think there were originally 10 names of sannyasis, but Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur expanded to 108 names. So originally it was like Puri, Saraswati, or Bon, Ashram, Giri, like other Parvat, they're different names, but then Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati expanded to include many other names, like Parama Virakta Teho Parama Pandit Kayamane Ashrijache Sri Krishna Charita. Swarup Damodar was a great renunciant as well as a great learned scholar. With heart and soul he took shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. Nischinte Krishna Bhajiva Eta Karane Unmade Korila Teho Sannyasa Grahane. He was very enthusiastic to worship Sri Krishna without disturbance, and therefore, almost in madness, he accepted the sannyas order. He heard Mahaprabhu took sannyas and he became mad, and he also went to take sannyas. Sannyas Korila Shikha Sutra Tyagarub Joga Patana Nila Namahoila Swarup. Upon accepting sannyas, Purushottamacharya followed the regulative principles by giving up his tuft of hair, means his sika and sacred thread, but he did not accept the saffron-colored dress. Also, he did not accept a sannyasi title, but remained as a Naishtika brahmachari. Gurutai Agyamage Aila Nilachale Ratridine Krishna Prema Ananda Vivale. After taking permission from his sannyas guru, Swarup Damodar went to Nilachala and accepted the shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then all day and night, in ecstatic love of Krishna, he enjoyed transcendental mellows in the loving service of the Lord. So I'll read a few more verses. You're all going pretty soon, so but read about 10 more verses. Guru Taya Gyamage Aila Nilachale Ratri Dine Krishna Prema Nanda Vivale After taking permission from his sannyas guru, Swarup Damodar went to Nilachal and accepted the shelter Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then all day and night in ecstatic love of Krishna, he enjoyed Krishna Prema, transcendental mellows, and the loving service of the Lord. Panditya Vadi Bhaktya Nahi Karo Sane Nirjane Roheye Lok Saba Nahi Jane. Swarup Damodar was the limit of all learned scholarship, but he did not exchange words with anyone. He simply remained in a solitary place, and no one could understand where he was. Nowadays, see, he simply remained in a solitary place and no one could understand where he was. Nowadays we would say he remained in a solitary place and no one could understand where he was at. You know, that's what that means. Krishna Rasa Tattva Veta Deho Prema Roop Sakat Mahaprabhu Ditiya Swarup. Sri Swarup Damodar was the personification of ecstatic love, fully cognizant of the transcendental mellows in relationship with Krishna. He directly represented Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as his second expansion. He is like a second Mahaprabhu. Granta Shloka Gita Keho Prabhu Pashe Ane Swarup Parika Koile Pache Prabhu Shune. If someone wrote a book or composed verses and songs and wanted to recite them before Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Swarup Damodar would first examine them and then correctly present them. Only then would Mahaprabhu agree to listen. So if he sees anything wrong, reject. You can't present this to Mahaprabhu. Bhakti Siddhanta Viruddha Ararasabhas Shunite Nahoy Prabhu Chitera Ulas. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was never pleased to hear books or verses opposed to the conclusive statements of devotional service. The Lord did not like hearing rasabhas, the overlapping of transcendental mellows. So he didn't accept any mistakes in Siddhanta and what is the correct teachings, and he didn't accept any rasabhas, incorrect mixtures of rasa, which is both are really important. Rasabhas, like, you wouldn't, sometimes people don't know, but you wouldn't put Gaura deities onto the same altar as Radha Krishna, because Nitai is like Balaram. So Radha and Krishna would be inhibited in the presence of Balaram. It's like in Spanish families, they send the elder brother along with his younger sister as a chaperone, just to make sure nothing happens. So it's like that, and so that's one thing. And the other thing is anything that goes against the Siddhanta, Swarup Damodar wouldn't tolerate that. So if you presented anything to him and it had any Siddhanta, what is it? Bhakti Siddhanta Viruddha, anything against Siddhanta, that would be rejected, and any rasabhas, that would be rejected. Although they say there is another use of the word rasabhas, which sometimes after eating they give people mixtures of like aniseeds and like little sugar things, and people eat them kind of as a mouth refresher, Mahaprabhu, and that's called rasabhas, but that's a good rasabhas. Ateva Swarupage Kore Parikan Shudahoy Jadi Prabhure Karana Shaman. It was the practice of Swarup Damodar to examine all literature to find out whether their conclusions were correct. Only then would he allow them to be heard by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Vidyapati Chandida Sri Gita Govinda 18 Gite Karana Prabhurananda. Sri Swarup Damodar used to read the poems of Vidyapati and Chandidas and Jayadeva Goswami's Sri Gita Govinda. He used to make Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu very happy by singing these songs. Sangite Gandharvasam Shastre Brihaspati Damodara Sama Ara Nahi Mahamati. Swarup Damodar was as expert a musician as the Gandharvas, and in scriptural discussion it was just like Brihaspati, the priest of the heavenly gods. Therefore it is to be concluded that there was no great personality quite like Swarup Damodar. So I just want to get to the verse that he says to Mahaprabhu when he comes. Advaita Nityananda Parama Priyatam Srivasadi Bhaktaganer Hoy Pranasam. Sri Swarup Damodar was very dear to Advaitacharya and Nityananda Prabhu, and he was the life and soul of all the devotees, headed by Srivas Thakur. Se Damodar Ashe Dandavat Hoila Charane Padiya Shloka Pandita Lagila. When Swarup Damodar came to Jagannath Puri, he fell flat before the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, offering him obeisances and reciting a verse. So this is a verse that he recited. It's really very beautiful. Helon Dunita Kedaya Vasudaya Pronmilad Amodaya Samyas Chastra Vinadaya Rasadaya Chitar Pitom Madaya Shashvat Bhakti Vinodaya Samadaya Madhurya Maryadaya Sri Chaitanya Dayanide Tavadaya Bhuyad Amandodaya. So it keeps on repeating the phrase over and over, Daya. Helon Dunita Kedaya Vasudaya Pronmilad Amodaya Samyas Shastra Vivadaya Rasadaya Chatar Piton Madaya Shashvat Bhakti Vinodaya Samadhurya Madhurya Maryadaya Sri Chaitanya Dayanide Tavadaya Bhuyad Amandodaya. It repeats Daya so many times. Daya means mercy. O ocean of mercy, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, let there be an awakening of your auspicious mercy, which easily drives away all kinds of material lamentation by making everything pure and blissful, pure and happy. Indeed, your mercy awakens transcendental bliss and covers all material pleasures. By your auspicious mercy, quarrels and disagreements arising among different scriptures are vanquished. Your auspicious mercy pours forth transcendental mellows and thus causes the heart to jubilate. Your mercy, which is full of joy, always stimulates devotional service and glorifies conjugal love of God. May transcendental bliss be awakened within my heart by your causeless mercy. Pretty beautiful verse. Atana Mahaprabhu Koila Lingan Dvijane Primaveshe Hoila Chaitanya. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu raised Swarup Damodar to his feet and embraced him. They both became ecstatic in love and fell unconscious. So I'm going to stop here. There's so much more beautiful things to come, but you guys are going to go. It's now 9:10. You have to go soon, right?
I guess, but I was going to wait till we heard from her. Oh, we haven't heard from her. Maybe something happened on their side. Okay, yeah.
Are you waiting or no?
We're waiting. Yeah, I just want to make sure. I'm supposed to meet her at 8:30 at that place, but I haven't heard from her, so.
Why didn't you call her?
I will. I'll look it up right now.
Okay, I'm going to sing Hari Harai in the meantime. So, were you a musician?
Played the drums a little bit in middle school.
Okay, and you weren't a singer either.
I sing. I've been in the choir.
Oh, in a choir. Okay. I was just curious because someone asked Govinda Maharaj, and he said about Guru Maharaj. And they said that Guru Maharaj wasn't so much known as a singer. He was known as a dancer. So I'm going to sing. Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Jaravaya Nama Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Jaravaya Nama Jaravaya Maravaya Keshavaya Nama Jaravaya Maravaya Keshavaya Nama Gopal Govinda Ram Shimadu Siddhan Gopal Govinda Ram Shimadu Siddhan Giridhari Gopinatha Manana Mohan Giridhari Gopinatha Manana Mohan Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra Garadhara Shiva Sari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Garadhara Shiva Sari Jai Rupa Samatam Bhatta Raghunath Jai Rupa Samatam Bhatta Raghunath Sri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunath Sri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunath Jai Gosai Kori Chanana Bandhan Jai Gosai Kori Chanana Bandhan Jai Te Vignana Shabishta Puran Jai Te Vignana Shabishta Puran Jai Gosai Jar Mui Charana Jai Gosai Jar Mui Charana Asabar Padarenu Mora Panchagan Asabar Padarenu Mora Panchagan Tare Chanana Sevi Bhakta Sanibas Tare Chanana Sevi Bhakta Sanibas Janame Dhaname More Ambilas Janame Janame More Ambilas Jai Gosai Chabe Bhatte Koilabas Jai Chabe Bhatte Koilabas Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Korila Prakas Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Korila Prakas Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan Shri Guru Vaishnava Pare Majayaman Shri Guru Vaishnava Pare Majayaman Shri Guru Vaishnava Padma Koriyar Shri Guru Vaishnava Padma Koriyar Hare Nam Sankirtana Kohe Narathamodan Hare Nam Sankirtana Kohe Narathamodan Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Nitai Gaura Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Nitai Gaura Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Nitai Gaura Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Jai Gaura Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo. Jai Saparikara Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhari Ju Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parabhajakacharya Ashtatara Sada Shri Shrimad Srila Bhakti Tilak Nehri Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parabhajakacharya Ashtatara Sada Shri Shrimad Srila Bhakti Nirmalacharya Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parabhajakacharya Ashtatara Sada Shri Shrimad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parabhajakacharya Ashtatara Sada Shri Shrimad Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Sananta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Rupanuga Guru Bharga Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopal Bhattacharya Raghunath Shad Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Premsigo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Jai Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur Ki Jai. Shri Chaitanya Bhagavat Ki Jai. Jai Shri La Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai. Vishwabharanya Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Kushamasha Maharaj Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Navadi Dham Ki Jai. Shri Mayapur Ki Jai. Saparshada Shri Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai. Saparshada Shri Man Mahaprabhu Ki Jai. Shri Kaladev Ki Jai. Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Ki Jai. Sokel Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Sevashram Ki Jai. Ganga Devi Ki Jai. Tulasi Maharani Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopi Govardhan Sham Kunda Radha Kunda Kalindi Yamuna Ju Ki Jai. Shri Purushottam Ki Jai. Baladev Subhadra Jagannath Ju Ki Jai. Bhakti Vigna Vinashaya Shina Shingadev Ki Jai. Bhakta Prabhara Shri Prahlad Maharaj Ki Jai. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. All the assembled devotees Ki Jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.